I'm your girl, Nye.
And I'm your girl, Ray. And this is Cuffed to the Culture,
where we stay with hella opinions,
hella intellect,
hella laughs,
and we're hella black.
I'm your girl, Nye.
And I'm your girl, Ray. And this is Coming in Hot. The hottest topics, the wildest headlines, and the conversations the group chat has been arguing about all week. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. So as we all know, or if you guys don't know, Reagan and I know because we both went to HBCUs and we went to the HBCU, Howard University, and we are both in sororities. And so it is probate season. If you're not aware, springtime on HBCU yards are such an amazing time because so many people join so many Divine Nine organizations. And so today we're talking about just some of the celebrity ones we've seen. So first, I would like to shout out Adore and Angel Bryant. Those are Giselle Bryant's daughters. Adore attends Hampton University. Angel attends Spelman. They both crossed over to Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Ski We My Sorors. And so another one we've seen, which crossed over into your sorority, my sister, which is
Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Period.
Yes, so T.I.'s daughter, Deja Harris, she just crossed Delta Sigma Theta at Clark Atlanta University, Sigma chapter. And so let's just talk a little bit, Ray, about legacy and HBCUs and following in the women in your lives' footsteps, because Adore and Angel, of course, follow Giselle, who is an AKA, that's their mom. T.I.'s daughter, Deja, actually followed her aunt, which is T.I.'s sister, who passed away. So Precious Harris is T.I.'s older sister. From what I saw on the shows and the reality show, she was always very involved with all of his kids. And so it very much is giving like Deja is her legacy, even though she isn't her daughter.
Beautiful. Well, first, I'll go ahead and give credit to was it Adore that crossed Gamma Theta, aka? Because she recreated that viral photo that Giselle Bryant is known for, which is kind of serving face with the people in the background. And I had to give it to you. I'm never a hater. Actually, take that back. I'm giving you a 9.99. But it made my heart sing. I know Giselle was probably emotional, tearing up. And then, of course, my new soror, Deja, came out, went off in her introduction, showed us how to be go off soror. You could tell like Precious' spirit was moving all through her. Like she represented well. So I know both Precious is smiling down from heaven, and I know Giselle is smiling there. Like just can't believe that her legacy has like lived up to her in such a beautiful way.
Yes, Giselle, Rain and I are both Potomac watchers. Giselle always smiling hard, but she was smiling extra, extra, extra hard in them pictures with her girl.
She be smiling. Giselle be giving a stank blank face, just serving eyes. What is it with people with light eyes? Just go ahead, green eye bandit.
But yes, it's so beautiful. And so as Reagan and I mentioned, we're both in sororities. So I do have a question. If your daughter came to you and said, Mom, I do not want to be in your sorority, I do not want to follow in your footsteps, what would you do?
I can't even fathom that. I can't, because I think about it. My mom's not Greek, I'll start by saying, but when I think about the women I looked up to, they were all women of Delta Sigma Theta. So I just, knowing my line sisters, my best friend, like her aunties, for the most part, with the exception of you, Queen, will be soror. So how could you not see this beautiful, rich history legacy, the beautiful legacy of Delta Sigma Theta, and not want to be a part of it? I know everybody has their own journey, but as my child, the one I'm going to push out or get cut out or however, I would be like very shocked, bewildered, supportive later. I'll come around, but I ain't paying for it.
So if baby girl came and said, Mom, I just want to follow in Auntie Nine's footsteps and be in AKA, you're telling her no?
I'm going to give her a history lesson. We're going to sit down, read In Search of Sisterhood. We're going to watch some videos on YouTube, and I'm going to ask her again, are you sure about that?
Now, what if she said, I just want to be the first, and if she said, I just want to be the first and the finest?
So what's the benefit of being first if you don't do the best?
Here we go.
I mean,
But
see, we would be in the house going back and forth. But I'll tell you what, Imma suck up all the petty drama because this is my baby
Mhm.
girl, of course. I suck it up. But I will be at her probate, crimson and cream from my head to my shoes. I may even put on a red wig. Now it's gonna get serious.
I think for me, unlike you, my mom is a soror.
Mm,
So my mom is an AKA. So when I went to Howard, I did wanna do everything my mom did. My mom crossed at Morris Brown, I crossed at Howard, but I did wanna do everything my mom did. Like, she just was everything to me, and so, yeah, I think I would be pretty pissed if my daughter came and said she wanted to be a Delta. I don't care how many aunties she got that's Deltas. I'm not a Delta, and so the woman in your life who's leading your life, who taught you everything you know, how could you not wanna be just like me? What do you mean by that?
mhm.
I will say an exception is if the chapter on the campus is a little off, but even then, do grad chapter.
That's what I was gonna say.
Like
As a person who was initiated through an alumni chapter, baby,
Mhm,
it's a lifetime commitment. You're gonna I don't care who's off the yard. If Delta is in your heart, you'll find a way to do it.
mm.
Period.
That's very real. But shout out to the lovely ladies who have just joined their new sororities,
Yeah.
Adore, Angel, Deja. Congratulations. You guys are entering such a beautiful legacy and such a beautiful
Yes.
history, rich history. I know Reagan and I joke, but both of our sororities were trailblazing women, like
Yeah.
genuinely. Did so much for the community, still do so much for the community. And you guys are doing it on HBCU campuses. Like I said, Deja's at
Yeah.
Clark, Adore and Angel are at Spelman and Hampton. So the biggest congratulations to you girls, and please enjoy the
Yes.
yard.
You
Enjoy it.
enjoy the yard, do the work. Like Nye was saying, both of our organizations have done massive work. So I hope you continue that legacy. Have fun, be out, do the work, and remember why you joined. Never forget your why, soror. And to my
And
sister Greek.
soror.
Yeah, I'll say sister Greeks over there. Keep doing the work.
Do the
I
work,
love to see it.
girlies. Yes.
But okay, while we're on the topic slightly of Giselle Bryant, I have to talk about Real Housewives. And for y'all that
Yeah.
don't know, I'm a Real Housewives of Atlanta stan. I also love Potomac and really any of those are the only two black franchises. But there's so much to get into. So Real Housewives of Atlanta just
Mhm.
went into its 17th season, and we have two new newbies, my sorors, K Michelle and Pinky Cole. And if you don't know K Michelle, she of course was on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, but she's topped the Billboard charts with her singles "Can't Raise a Man," my personal favorite, very VSOP, very special. Got some
Very
heat in
special.
my eyes. And then Pinky Cole, of course, is the CEO ish of Slutty Vegan, huge Atlanta restaurant. So they've come
Mhm.
in with fresh new energy. We have our returning faves, Portia, Phaedra, Angela Drew, Shamia Kelly, not really my faves, but anyway, Nye, I know you watched the first episode. What are you
Yes.
thinking of it so far? There's also a lot of things going on in the headlines with Pinky
Yes.
filing for bankruptcy, Drew and her divorce drama, losing custody of her kids. What are you thinking of the season this far?
So I saw first episode, and unlike Ray, I am definitely more of a Potomac watcher. My mom, I watched Atlanta growing up with my mom, kinda, but I wasn't an avid watcher. But I'm like of Atlanta, of like Nene, Sheree, that Real Housewives of Atlanta. So
Iconic.
it was coming from like a fresh set of eyes where I have no real understanding of these ladies, their relationships, any of those things. I have a couple of notes. K Michelle,
Mm.
I hate when a woman goes and hangs out with the
Ugh.
guys at a housewives event. Like, I'm sorry. The whole point of the men having a cigar lounge is for them to get out the way for the real story. So you are not supposed to be going out and sitting with the men's. I hate that in every setting.
And if I may say, it's not like that was the craziest thing you've seen. That was mild compared to where you come from.
Love and hip hop. Come on, Kay. So didn't
Throwing
understand that.
drink.
I think Portia is funny as hell for having that event at Simon's house. Um,
The
Portia,
production, post production for putting the ghost of Simon like throughout the scene. Tens. Hilarious.
Portia is funny, but Portia looked damn good as she always does.
Always. That body,
T.
good googly moogly. Pressure. I
See.
echo a lot of your sentiments. I really do. I also want to say, as a person who I love Drew Sidora. She can do no wrong in my eyes. I think people come for Drew for absolutely no reason. I know, like, confessionals are kind of filmed after a few
Mm.
episodes, but Kay's throwing that shade towards Drew, like, I don't know her.
Yeah.
And Drew doing it back, both was lame because y'all know each other. You're in the same industry.
Yeah.
Drew, you want to do what Kay is doing, and then vice versa for Kay in the acting. So I'm like, I don't like. I think the girls come for Drew because they think she's low hanging fruit, and Drew
Mm.
to kind of pop her stuff a little bit. Like we'll never forgive her for sleeping with Dervin Davis, but she's been in a lot of things. Like give her a little credit. Drew can be a little corny at times. But
Yeah.
I give her points for trying. Like, she's not as corny as Shamia, in my opinion, so
I think Shamia is so beautiful though, and again, I have not watched the
yes.
season with Shamia, so a lot of times that's my bias, my beautiful woman bias. I'm just overlooking everything Shamia does and just saying, "Wow, that lady's just so pretty."
She's gorgeous, but
Her and
we really
Portia.
looking over all the gorgeous girls because Potomac also has some news. Now tell
Yes.
I saw you sent me the cast list. What can you remind me?
Yes. Listen up, everyone. The new Real Housewives of Potomac cast list is Karen full time,
Yes.
Giselle full time, Ashley full time, Wendy full time. Wendy deserved that full time because that court case is going to be popping.
They better cut her a check
Stacy
too.
Stacy absolutely earned her full-time status, absolutely is no longer a newbie. Stacy, you're doing better than some of the OGs at this point. Tia is full-time and Robin is a friend of. And so and then there's also two alleged newbies. Now, these two newbies have been seen filming with the cast, but of course we don't know how they will come into the show. If they will make it into the show, we don't know yet.
But when you said Robin Dixon, I am so glad Juan Dixon is not here right now. I'm actually kinda excited for her. Like, call for
Same.
Robin to get off the show. I did. It's same for Ashley, and her forehead is still on the show for whatever reason. However, for Robin, I think somebody has to be the one to challenge Karen, because when
Yes.
Karen got out, everybody was kissing her behind. I understand a little bit of grace, but are we just expected to believe she's changed? On the downside, I also am nervous for Wendy's status, like, not necessarily on the show,
Mm,
but honestly, Giselle and Robin and Ashley are gonna come together.
yeah.
Where does that leave Wendy?
And that was my thing. One, I think Robin is going to be a really good friend of because Robin's problem was always she didn't want to give us enough of her personal life, in my opinion. For Cuff Click, essentially what happened was Robin's husband, she's been married to him a really long time, or they've been together a really long time. They have two kids. He got caught buying a hotel room for a woman. He allegedly was not cheating. He was allegedly just buying her a hotel room because she left her debit card at home or something along the lines. But Robin essentially didn't talk about it on the show and then said, "Y'all subscribe to our Patreon," and talked about it on her podcast. And that's why she
Which is
got the
dumb.
boots. Yeah.
Which is dumb. But I do think earlier seasons, Robin kinda bared a lot. Like, she told us she was
Mm,
broke, but so many times, and
she
I think that
did.
takes a certain level of vulnerability that I wish others had. I'll just leave it there.
She did tell us she was broke, but she kept her relationship close to her chest, kind of. So I do
'Cause
think
we've been dragging her about Juan Dixon since, what, season 1, 2?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think she would thrive in a friend of role because Robin, again, I will say Robin ain't never been no punk. Like she will say
Mm-mm.
whatever to whoever. And I feel like
Mhm.
too, a good friend of like stirs up mess and brings stuff out of
Yeah.
people. And Robin, because she is an OG, she has the history and the knowledge and the rapport with the ladies
Yeah.
to do that. Oh, I do have a question for you, Ray.
What? What's up?
If we were to build a new Black Housewives franchise, what city and what type of housewives are we casting?
Bias, I'm going Houston. Not just because I'm from
Mm,
there, but y'all know I rep my city like no other. But because I think there's a lot of untapped potential there. Houston is on the come up. I think they're entrepreneurs. I don't know if they would ever do it, but the owners of the Breakfast Club, their family could kind of go on
mm,
there. There's also a lot of influencers that have moved to Texas and Houston specifically. So I would love to see a little influencer money. I don't know if the old money girls of those oil tycoon wives would
mm.
do it, but well, maybe depending on how they cast the show. But I think that would be a good balance. Houston is very much new money, so it could give like kind of Atlanta like
Yeah.
I think it'll be fun.
I want a Midwest franchise. I think there's so much affluence in Chicago, especially. And I could definitely see them coming out because you will have athletes' wives, business owners, people who've owned businesses in Chicago for a really long time. So actually, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
putting my hat in the ring for Chicago.
Okay. I would watch both. I would
Yeah.
watch both for sure. So I would love to see it. Bravo if you're listening. Call
Hire
us.
us. Hit us up.
Yeah.
We'll do your
Cut that
reviews.
check.
But of
Okay.
course, there's been so much going on. Weekend 1 just happened. Weekend 2 is coming up. So let's get into Coachella. The big one is my number 1, Olandria.
Olandria Chella. Oh, Chella, how are we going to rebrand it? Because I don't care nothing about what Bieber had on.
Coachella.
Chella is it. My girl had brand deals, multiple. They was cutting that check. I mean, I saw Aperol Spritz. I saw the
I did see
Barbie
that.
one. She has a Brandon Blackwood bag coming out. She was at the Red Bull Lounge with, was it Tinashe or Kate It was one of those like, all R&B
EDM.
girlies. EDM, cute.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I'm like, you're everywhere as you
She's
should
feeding
be.
us. She's feeding us. And she had a custom outfit from Baby Fat. The
That
brown.
that brown look, that look. I wanted to see it from the back
Yes.
because that look thing. I said, okay, girl. Ew.
The reason Olandria is so warm in my heart is because a Black girl is famous for being pretty. And like, not to say she didn't have a great personality on Love Island, not to say she didn't pick an amazing team, because she did. My girl went to an HBCU, so all she needed was the
Thank you.
platform. Let's be clear. She had the plan. She just needed the
Right.
platform. But
And that right there is what I was gonna say. That girl is smart as well. Like it's many of girls that have come out of Love Island, and I don't mean to be shady in any way. You know, everyone has their own path, but everything she's done has been very intentional because she said, "I'm a fashion girl. I am doing fashion shows. I am in the rooms that I need to be in, so I could get where like supermodel level status." And she's on the way there. Like I love it.
She was named for Met Gala. Like, her name is under all the, like, it'll be like Beyonce, Lady Gaga, whoever else, Olandria.
Mind you, just Olandria, no last name. My girl is on one name. Up there with Beyonce, Zendaya.
I was gonna say Zendaya. I'm just Olandria, girl. I'm just so happy for her. Like, I could cry right now.
That Barbie collab was everything. You up there with Paris Hilton, like who? Iconic. That is so perfect because it shows a testament of manifestation as well. Like she's tweeted she wanted a Barbie doll before she was even famous and known. Like she saw herself as a Barbie. People call her the Bim of Barbie, and now you have a partnership with Barbie. I'm ready for the doll. I'm buying 2, one for myself, one for my future daughter.
And I'm sure you can say this from a PR perspective. Like, she's so brand safe right now
because she's not everywhere. Therefore, people are paying extra to see her. Like, she doesn't just get on live and talk for free. She's on Amazon Live, like sponsored, getting a check. So I think every step of her team and that plan has been perfectly designed. So it's just this. It's a masterclass. They're going to be teaching classes about my girl and how she looks.
Okay. Because speaking of Coachella, to keep going, our boy my boy, I don't know how you feel about the Biebs. I love me some Justin Bieber.
And I like Justin. But
Justin was a headliner. Okay, why did Justin upset you?
Because anybody doing Coachella after Beachella, you know what the stakes are. Forget even Beyonce at all. Beyonce's always going to raise the bar. It's Coachella, the biggest music festival, and you got up there playing YouTube videos that were buffering. Justin, the girls wanted to hear like all of their favorites, and I didn't watch the full performance, but I did, of course, see TikTok and social media clips. I wanted to hear my nostalgia. I wanted to hear, ideally, the full song. So I was a little bit disappointed in Justin. So we'll see how he fits in for weekend 2. But you're a Bieber girl.
Yes, I love the Biebs. I feel like we just grew up with him. Like, if I feel like close to, let me not say close because that sounds so crazy. If I feel a parasocial relationship with any celebrity because I feel like we were so closely intertwined age-wise, it's Justin. Like, I don't know. Yeah. I just distinctly remember Justin Bieber growing up right alongside us. One less lonely in word. But
why would you? I thought you were going to bring up something wholesome, like, Usher signing him or discovering him.
All of that too. He did apologize. But I
So,
I do think something is going on with his, like, owning his masters. Like, I've seen people say that because I know he got out of his stuff with Scooter Braun and Taylor Swift kind of did the same thing. I believe she allowed for Scooter Braun to have that whole catalog. What Taylor Swift did is re-record all of her stuff. So she
right.
did all of the Taylor's versions of her Scooter Braun songs that she can no longer perform. But
Mhm,
Justin, I'm assuming, is something similar because he no longer has ownership of that catalog, or maybe he sold it. Maybe he doesn't have a stake in it anymore. He can't perform his hits as they were performed then.
mhm.
Um, but yeah, I do think
Yeah.
the laptop of it all was a little strange, but I do love him. So, I mean, it
Uh,
is what it is.
yeah, I just think respect the stage. Respect the
Yeah.
stage of Coachella because there's so many great artists that I know would kill it if given the opportunity. But, you know, hey, we'll see how he does for weekend too. But you know who would have actually killed Coachella?
Who?
Michael! Why would Michael be gone right now? Nah.
Michael, Michael, Michael.
Mm-hmm.
Michael, Michael, Michael.
Michael, Michael,
Michael Jackson would
Michael.
have killed Coachella.
But speaking of Michael,
Yes.
I have my curly wig ready and my sparkly glove to go see his biopic coming out. I think the date is April 24th. Hold me to it.
Yes.
So are you excited? Like, are you
I
ready? What are you
am. This was
thinking?
me doing my moonwalk. I feel like that's one thing I never learned how to do was moonwalk, and I still to this day would love to learn how to.
Mm-mm.
So
I
Cup
gave
Quick, if
up.
somebody can if somebody can moonwalk, teach me. No, I'm very excited because for me, I'm big on the casting of
Mm-hmm.
biopics. And so seeing the side by sides have been so good. So of course, Michael Jackson is being played by Jafar Jackson, which is Jermaine's son. So Michael Jackson's nephew. So
Mm-hmm.
it's almost uncanny a little bit how they resemble each other. But
Mm-hmm.
also them Jackson genes is just so strong to me because how he came out looking just like all of them, insane. But he looks great. Then we have Neil Long as Katherine Jackson. The side by side
Mm-hmm.
of them is amazing. Also, I think Neil Long is going to do so well at the like soft spoken, submissive type of vibe that Katherine Jackson had, or at least that's what she's purported to have. And then
Mm-hmm.
Joe, Coleman Domingo,
Ugh.
is playing Mr. Joe
Cute.
Jackson. And one thing about Coleman Domingo, because he was Mr. in The Color Purple, one thing
Mm-hmm.
about Coleman Domingo is he's not afraid to play a villain. Like he's not
Right.
afraid to play a bad guy. He's not afraid to go there. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
excited to see him go there as Joe Jackson because we all know Joe Jackson was a heavy-handed father. So I'm excited.
I agree. I was initially a little bit skeptical of Nia Long, but like as I've seen snippets and trailer, I think
Mm.
she's really like putting her best foot forward. I haven't seen the movie yet. I have my tickets. I did just buy them today. But I'm gonna say maybe Oscar. I don't know. I don't know. I got to see the film first. But
I got to see
from
the
what I've
film.
seen, yeah, I won't go too far. But for what I see, I am seeing her embody the role. I already knew Coleman was going to kill it. I mean, it's Coleman Domingo. And I'm excited for Jafar in his breakout role. I think he's gonna do very well. Like, I mean, your uncle is literally Michael. You know what's on the
Hmm.
line, so I'm excited to see what he does.
And
Now,
I'm hesitant about an Oscar because I'm concerned about, and I know you're going to talk about this a little bit because you kind of gave me a little bit of a download. They cut
mhm,
out a lot. And so to
mm,
me, the meat of an Oscar comes from the tough stuff. Jamie Foxx got that Oscar because he was shooting up in the bathroom as Ray. Okay. You don't get the Oscars for cutting out. You don't get the Oscars for cutting out the
he
important
was,
stuff. So go
he
ahead and give me
was
a little
that.
bit, give us and the Cuff Click a little bit of a download on what's going on with the film, what's been cut, what
Yeah.
hasn't, etc.
So Variety wrote an article talking about the upcoming movie. So it was a major, major overhaul, kind of like in the post-production era. So
Mm,
there was initially some mention of the child abuse allegations, the Neverland of it all, but legally, because the estate is producing the movie and putting a big chunk of money into
mm,
it, they can't talk about that. So they had to cut that. They also cut like a good portion of the third act, which kind of got into some of the more serious allegations that we all know about Michael.
mm,
And I think they're gonna end it around, like, the bad era of Michael, so end it on, like, a career high, which for me personally, like you were saying, if you're gonna do the movie, you have to illuminate it all, maybe shine a little bit of light of the inner
Mm.
workings of his mind if they had that knowledge. But to cut it all out is I don't know. It could turn into a PR movie, and I kind of want to see his life and legacy. Now they did say that there may be some sequels and part two, so we'll get into that.
Mm.
But when you have the family producing the film and cutting most of the check, they have the final say.
Yeah, and hot take, that's why your family should not do your biopic. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
If your family isn't going to give us an accurate picture, not just the Jacksons, anybody doing
Yeah.
a biopic.
Right.
Nobody wants the pretty story tied up in a bow. Like, if I'm watching
Mm-mm.
it, I want to see it all. Let it all
And
hang
what?
out. Alrighty, girl. So, since we're on the topic of
Mhm.
biopics, because Michael Jackson is coming out literally next
Ah,
week, so excited.
I know.
Give me some of your most iconic Black biopic castings. I mean, mannerisms, acting. The movie was good. I need it to
Yeah.
be hearty.
Okay. I don't want to go too easy, but I have to give my soror her flowers. Angela Bassett as Tina Turner, and
Mm,
what's love got to do with it? I too thought Angela was Tina for a minute.
yeah.
Uh, Under that same vein, I also really like J Lo as Selena. I don't give J Lo much as a singer or as a
Mm.
person, but as an actress, that's
I
my
don't give
girl.
JLo anything.
Oh,
But I will give her that. I will give her that. I don't give her much. I'm not a JLo fan, but I will give her that. I do, Angela, you took the words out my mouth. But even Lawrence Fishburne as Ike, hell, I was a little scared. Okay.
yes,
Okay, but for me, biopic, I'm saying Ray. Like I mentioned it earlier,
of course.
Ray, Jamie Foxx playing that piano, having the classical piano training,
Hmm.
them casting him and not even knowing that he was classically trained as a
Yeah.
pianist.
Hmm.
Crazy. He deserved every bit of that Oscar.
Every bit. Imma also say this one's a little unorthodox, but I really thought the TLC biopic was really good. I thought
Mm,
Drew Sidora was good, Keke Palmer was good, and,
yes. Lil
she
Mama
Lil Mama
was
was my
left eye.
favorite out of that. Yeah,
Yes.
they really ate that up.
I will say the VH1 biopics do a pretty good job because New Editions was good too.
Yes, on BET, that was phenomenal, and I
New
still
Editions
think
was
Lil Woody
good.
McClain is Bobby Brown, and I know he hate when people call him that.
And in that, Leon Thomas was actually the voice. So Woody
Mhm.
McClain was dancing, doing all of the movements, the acting, but when it came to the
Yeah.
singing, that was Leon Thomas's voice because Woody McClain can't sing, apparently.
Exactly, and as I listen back now, I'm like, "Wow, dang, he
Yes,
sounds amazing." Kudos
literally.
to
Let me
him.
one more. One more great biopic casting, in my opinion. I'm gonna go with another one that's a little unorthodox.
Mhm.
Naturi Naughton as Lil' Kim in the
Yeah.
Biggie biopic. That whole biopic was actually good. All of them were well casted,
Yeah,
but
that was
she ate that
really
up.
good. Except for who do they have as Pac in the movie? Was it Anthony Mackie? That
It,
was a choice.
no, wait, was it Anthony? No, it wasn't.
Anthony Mackie was in there's somebody as Tupac.
He was Tupac in one of these movies. I hope it
He was
wasn't
in
that one.
Notorious. What is that shit?
Him and his little smirk. What? Well,
Uh,
yeah.
okay, let me see oh, there's so many good ones. Because I wanna shout out The Blind Side because that's my favorite white savior film, but I'm not gonna use that as my last.
That man said I was not dumb. I in fact did have a bed. He came out and debunked that whole movie.
Um So my last one. Oh, okay. Really, really, this time. I'm gonna go. Oh, ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. Leon as David Ruffin. The
Mm.
Temptations movie overall. All of them are great. Loved it. But Leon really was a standout for me.
Yes, and I'm gonna go my last one, I'm giving it to our queen. Not for Etta James. I am gonna if you go back and watch Dreamgirls, and we know Dreamgirls is technically not a biopic, Diana
Hmm.
Ross will actually probably cuss us out if
Would
we said
hate
it's a
us for
biopic.
saying that. Yeah.
But if you go back in that movie and watch Beyonce's mannerisms, how she was
Oh, she ate that
dancing,
up.
how she was Diana Ross. Like she
Mhm.
was Diana.
She
So yeah, she was
embodied.
Diana. Like I
And
said,
it's hard to
a
say
biopic.
goodbye, my love. But close
Not
enough.
really a biopic, but close enough. Like I said, Diana
Close
wouldn't
enough.
call it that. But
Yeah. There was some good ones for sure. I'm sure there's some more historical ones. Shirley Chisholm, my girl Regina King ate that up. Like
Okay, I
when we
haven't
talk
seen
about
that
dialect and
one.
embodying the movie, like embodying the speaking. But she had the mouth thing. I probably shouldn't do that, but
What about Viola Davis as Michelle Obama?
no. Why you being messy? What you being messy for?
Viola Davis can't do anything wrong in my eyes, but how she held
But
her mouth in those scenes.
I still want to understand her logic behind it. But Viola,
She
we'll
said,
talk.
as an actress, you make creative decisions sometimes.
And
And
I
T.
understand. I want to understand the logic, and I want to understand the logic.
Okay, one more question, and then we got to go for real. One more
Okay.
question. Biopic, who would you want to see? Like a biopic we haven't seen yet. Who's somebody you would want to see in a biopic we haven't seen yet?
I mean,
Aside from Beyonce. We already
okay,
know.
because I was about to say Beyonce,
We already
obviously,
know
but I guess
Beyonce.
she has a lot more life to live. That's a good question. There's so many people that are in my head, but I'm pausing. Hmm.
Give me. I actually want to see
You know
Mariah
who?
Carey's.
Are we gonna get that? Are we gonna get Mariah?
I want to see Mariah's.
You know, I do kind of want to see Boys to Men, oddly, but from the same people that did New Edition. They had that little cameo in the show, and I'm just so curious to see like their group dynamic. Like, how are they dealing with
Yes.
one is oversinging, especially now? Like, with all
Okay.
that extra.
And Usher
Oh,
too.
oh,
I would love the Usher one because again, how we talked about casting, I want you to
mm-hmm,
be able to sing and dance your ass off. Like whoever they cast, I want
mm-hmm.
them really moving. Very much Jafar Jackson as Michael. I want
As
all of it.
Usher.
Yes. But okay, Cuff Click, those are our biopic feelings. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to see on the screens.
Period, and that's what we loved on the screen. Flowers
Okay.
to those.
To all of those who play our legends, because it does take a lot to play a legend, in my opinion. So
It
I do
does.
appreciate all the biopics.
And a lot of research and eyes go into it, especially in the YouTube era where we can go back and reference. We want to put it side by
Mm-hmm.
side. The attention to detail is going to take you far. So, Jafar, we rooting for you, babe.
We're
Do your
rooting for
uncle
you,
proud
babe. And our stories need to be told. So I
all the
hope
time.
everybody goes to see this. Yes, the Black community is on y'all's backs. Go see the movie.
Uh-huh. But Michael was worldwide, so everybody needs to show up. I'm falling out in the theater, though. Well, all right, Cuff Click. If you listen today, consider yourself cuffed. Let us know what you think.
Cuff. Tune in on Monday. We are back with a new group chat conversation, friends. So that'll be one of our regular long episodes on Monday.
Yes. And if you're not already, follow us on all socials at Cuff, the number 2, the culture on Instagram and TikTok, and Cuff, the number 2, culture on Twitter. Never call it X.
Okay. And if this episode felt like your group chat, make sure you send it to a homegirl so we can be their homegirls. Because that's all we want to be. Is your homegirl. That's it. Bye, Cup Click.
Bye.